everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Remnant Ministries Gathering of the Nations. My name is Jalen Newsom.
Matthew.
And we're going to get into it. So,
what's today's topic, Jalen?
And today's topic is going to be about basically who Israel was. Who is Israel? What did they do? Why were they so important to the Most High?
Right.
And most importantly, why did they need the Most High?
Yeah. Why he picked them?
Why did he pick them? So, we're just gonna, kind of talk about that, and So the first topic I guess we can get into is, well, first off, sorry, I need to read Psalms 119 verse 104, and it's through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, we're gonna talk about Israel, and I guess the first question is,
and how they came to be too.
Yeah, because there was no nations
states
at the beginning,
right? There's just people.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So who are the Israelites? Who are God's people?
Let's get into it, man.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning.
There is one place where I want to start, and that's with the first covenant, and that was with Noah.
Right.
After the flood.
Yeah.
He wasn't necessarily, I guess, Hebrew, or Israelite, but I feel like he's, important to the story because
he's the father.
Right. Him and his 3 sons are the fathers of everybody in the world today.
Yeah,
so the world that we know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, after the flood, post-flood. And I just want to read a little bit from chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 18.
Okay.
And it says, "But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind. Of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind, 2 of every sort shall come unto thee, and to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he." So that was like the beginning of a covenant,
right,
with him and Noah.
Yeah,
that was a commandment.
Noah was a righteous man during that time, because
the Bible says perfect and upright.
Right, because after the fall of Adam and Eve, it just kind of went downhill from there.
Right. Yeah, you had Cain go off and build his own city, called Enoch, and that's where Nimrod came into, and that's basically where Babylon started. Is right there. So we kind of want to stay away from that. We'll get into that on another topic.
Right. So everybody pretty much knows about the flood. I mean, the people were out. So if you go back to after dealing with Noah, the Most High told him to build an ark because he was going to destroy the earth.
Right,
he was going to flood it because there was so much just evil corruption going on the earth, and the Most High did not like it one bit. I mean, you had innocent bloodshed.
Angels came down from heaven.
Slept with women, and told them all things that of secret things that they weren't really supposed to know.
Right.
You can read about that in the lost books of right here, the Apocrypha books. You can order this online. There's over 13, 14 books that are taken out of the original Bible.
Yep.
that you may not even know about. And
Right. And it's important because they go into more depth
right,
of the
like
stories that are found in the
like the
Bible.
book of Jasher is
Mhm.
literally a mind blowing experience of what really went on in Genesis.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that you just
It's like
stuff you ain't never heard, but it lines up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and that's how you know these books that are lost, that were lost, are valid.
That's right.
So
Because they cross reference each other.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, was it Nimrod? No, not Nimrod. Was it Nimrod built the tower?
Babel. Yeah, he was a
Yes.
part of
Okay.
that.
So he
Mhm.
built the Tower of Babel, and the Most High did not like that because everybody was speaking one language.
Mhm.
If and it was told that if everybody that came together with one language, one mind,
They could do
they
anything.
could do anything.
Yep. And we read that Jasher Jubilees, I think. No, Jasher, I think, where the real reason why they were building it was to reach heaven
Mm-hmm.
and separate the Most High with their man-made gods.
Right. They wanted to basically attack the Most High.
Yep. He
And
said no.
you know, they built the Tower of Babel so high that actually in the apocryphal books it don't tell you in Genesis,
Mm-hmm.
but they actually try to shoot arrows
Up into heaven.
up into heaven to
Mm-hmm.
penetrate the Most High.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the Most High has a sense of humor.
Yep.
And
he sure does.
And he sent down little drops of blood on them to make them think that they
were
him.
doing something. Yeah.
But no, he's like, okay, let me show you something.
Yeah.
So you know, so Noah's building the ark, and he's basically warning people at that point.
Yeah.
You know,
How many years did he warn Jalen?
Shoot, it was like 120
years.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 120 years of warning
Mm-hmm.
that something is coming.
Yep.
And you need to repent.
Yep.
If that ain't the biggest message in today's world that needs to be talked about, it's repentance right now. Because, like we said on our first episode, there's something coming.
That's right.
So, so he's building this ark. He's telling people to come, and nobody listened. And so, at that point, until the flood came,
yeah, it took him all the way.
Till the flood came. Most High told him to take your 3 sons and their wives and Noah's wife and get on the boat.
Yep.
Get on the life raft.
That's right, yeah.
Because
the Most High was in the ark.
Exactly.
With them.
He is the ark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, yeah.
The righteous shall inherit the earth.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happened.
Noah and his family were the only righteous people on the planet.
Yep.
During that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, who were his sons? You had Japheth, which was the firstborn, Shem, secondborn, and Ham, the thirdborn. And it's important to know kind of who they were.
That's right, yeah.
Who they beget the nations after.
Right. Because they went out and made their own, I guess you could say, nations.
Right.
Countries.
They after the ark landed finally,
after 40 days
and 40 nights, they lived and they had to repopulate.
That's right. Replenish earth. That's what it said.
And so this is from the Compact Dictionary, Zonder and Babel, and it has a lot of important definitions of certain words and names and pretty much anything in the Bible that you may not even thought about doing when you were in Sunday church.
Right.
But now being in this truth, reading things, like we said, in context.
That's right.
And understanding that certain words may mean something totally different than the non things.
Like complete opposite.
Like we said last week, this Bible is written to the Hebrews.
That's right.
But in today's world, it's written in English. Mm-hmm. It ain't Hebrew.
That's right.
So you can't read it knowing who they are and expect to understand what each word means.
That's true.
Because it wasn't
Yep.
written to English speaking people.
Right. Because nobody was speaking English then.
No.
So.
No. So you had Japheth, and he was, and let's say you can look this up in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. He was the father of the Gentiles, heathens, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Then you had Shem, second born.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Christ is from the line of Shem.
That's true.
He was the father of the Shemitic people, the Negroes. And then you had Ham, who is the father of the dark race, not the Negroes, but the you have the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites.
Yeah, and Canaanites is very important.
Right. Because, well, explain that. Why are they important?
Okay,
You got me there.
So in Genesis 9, and I'm going to start at verse 25, and I'll start at verse 20.
Okay.
And it says, "And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan,
Right.
a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem." Christ came from Shem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. "And Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died."
All right. So what is the naked is
The uncovering the nakedness.
yes of his father.
So what we've learned, and whenever you read that, because whenever I read it before, I found out what it actually means.
Yeah.
Is you thought that Noah was just naked in his tent because he was, wasted off the wine that he made, and that's not really right, because you can go to Leviticus. Where is that in Leviticus? Where it talks about uncovering the nakedness of your father. As he's finding that, I'll explain it to you. So according to Leviticus, whenever you uncover your father's nakedness, that means that you, as a child of your father, sleep with your mother. You have sex with your mother. And Noah didn't know it because Noah was asleep, but he slept with his own mom, and that's a really big abomination unto the God. So
you're not supposed to.
Can't do that, and that's why Canaan was cursed.
Let's see here, Leviticus 20.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says. Leviticus 20:11. Okay. This is Leviticus 20:10, and it says, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them."
Yep.
And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, well, that just said it right there, though. Verse 11. Yeah. So he committed a sin.
That's right.
and surely you will be put to death
Mm-hmm.
if you do so. And so, yeah, people, like you said, people think that he saw his father naked, but no, that's not what it
Mm-hmm.
means.
That's right.
He actually had sex with his.
So there's a precept to that in Genesis,
Okay.
what we just got in
Yeah.
Leviticus. So
Yeah. All right.
that's the real meaning of it.
Right. Nice. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about, right? What you read in Psalms 119.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It. Where it says it somewhere else, it's gonna say it in a different place.
Yep.
So it witnessed each other.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. Didn't come back void.
Right. Okay. So we all know that so after all that, Abraham comes on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And
the first real Hebrew.
Right. From the line of Shem.
Yep.
And Abraham, this Genesis 11:26, and when you read the timeline of the family, Abraham's family timeline,
Mm-hmm.
he was born of Terah.
Yeah.
And so
He had two brothers.
Yep, Nahor and Haran.
Mm-hmm.
And so so what happens after that?
He's called, isn't he?
Yeah, the Most High calls him.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis 12.
Yep.
So you can read 1 through 3, and basically what happens is the Most High finds Abraham and makes a promise to him.
That's right. Yeah.
And so in Genesis 12:1, it says, "Now the Lord hath said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed."
Mm-hmm.
So the Most High makes a covenant. He initiates the covenant with Abraham.
Yep.
But there's something he has to do.
Mm-hmm.
He has to
He's got to show his faith.
show his faith.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is exactly how it is today.
That's right. Yep. Obedience, right?
Obedience.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh my God. Yes. Obedience. Because faith without works is dead.
Is dead. That's right.
So what do you have to do?
So Abram had faith and works.
And works.
He had both of them,
Yeah,
and God blessed him.
Yeah.
Whenever he's shown that, if you want to read that.
Yeah. So fast forward to after God initiates this covenant with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where can you go from there? Let's see, Genesis
22.
Yeah. Well, what's before that? Which we know it's. Well, I don't know if I should. What was the covenant at first, though?
Oh, that he would make Abraham into a great nation.
Well, yeah, but the sign of the covenant.
Oh, circumcision. Yes.
Yeah. So, that was the sign of the covenant with the Most High at first.
Yeah.
Of the first covenant.
Right.
Okay. Was that the male had to be circumcised on the 8th day.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And so that was the first sign of the covenant. Now, in today's world, the covenant or the commandments is written on your heart.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's the new covenant, but that's for later. But there's a difference there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Let me read that from 17 real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Genesis chapter 17. I'm going to start at verse 1.
Okay.
And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee.
Right.
And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations out of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you can see the circumcision at verse 23,
Yeah.
which you said. I mean, what we said was what do you call it? A paraphrase of it, I guess you could say,
Of
of the circumcision, circumcision covenant.
Yeah. Like I said, that you were that was. I mean, like I said, that's the covenant that
Mm-hmm.
that the flesh of the male's part would be,
Right.
you know,
And there's got to be blood
gotta be blood. Yeah.
for a covenant.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, so after that, I mean, which we can get into if you want to. Basically, so after that, Abraham, he's called Abraham after first being Abram.
Oh, and God, so being 99 years old,
Mm-hmm.
God promised Abraham a son
Yes, he did.
after Ishmael.
Yeah.
So Abraham had his first son, Ishmael, which is who is that now today? That's Arabics.
Yeah.
Right.
Arabs.
Yeah, Arabs. Yeah. So Ishmael was his first son, but that wasn't by his wife.
Wasn't by his wife. No.
Sarah.
She was
she was Egyptian, wasn't she? Hagar. I'm pretty sure. That's
see, that's 16. I know she was a house maid.
yeah, she was like Sarah's like handmaid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it says. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Hagar maid, the Egyptian. Yeah, she was an Egyptian. Yep, sure was. In verse 3, 16:3.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
Yep.
Because Sarah she couldn't bear children at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't bear.
That's right. She was pretty much barren.
Mm-hmm. And so you get all the way to, I guess, the Most High blesses Sarah to have a kid, and they begat Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
And so we could read a few real quick out of the book of Jasher.
Yeah.
Like I said, these books that were taken out go more in depth about certain things, the story timelines of the Bible that you may not know about.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot in depth. And so this, what we're finna read, basically explains what happened when the Most High told Abraham to sacrifice Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you may not know.
Yeah, and listen real carefully, because I'm just going to say that because there's a lot.
So this is the book of Jasher, chapter 23, 25 through 47. Okay. And whilst Abraham was proceeding with his son Isaac along the road, Satan came and appeared to Abraham in the figure of a very aged man, humble and of contrite spirit, And he approached Abraham and said to him, Art thou silly or brutish, that thou goest to do this thing this day to thine only son? So what happened right there?
Satan tried to deceive him.
Yeah. Revelations
like,
12:9.
Yeah. Yeah. And Satan tried to go against
Most High.
God's commandment to Abraham.
Well, does that not recall somebody else at the beginning of time?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Eve.
Yeah.
Surely you won't die if you
That's
eat this
right.
fruit
That's
of
right.
of the tree of life,
Mm-hmm.
good and evil. Surely,
Yeah. Surely you will
but
die.
what the Most High say?
So you will die.
You will die.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people may think
not physical death.
right.
Well, it kind of was.
I mean, it is. Yeah,
it was.
But Most High is a spirit, so you gotta first think spiritually.
That's right.
And
whenever he speaks, most of the time, whenever he speaks, he's speaking twofold.
Yeah.
He's speaking first in the spiritual, and then into the physical. You can put them both in there.
Yeah. And so Satan tried to stop the Most High's plan from happening.
Yep.
All right.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, very hard to do. All right, verse 26. For God gave thee a son in thy latter days and thy old age, and wilt thou go and slaughter him this day, because he committed no violence, and wilt thou cause the soul of thine only son to perish from the earth. Abraham.
Yeah.
And Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who else does that sound like?
Oh, my hair. I'm sorry.
This is also a spitting image of the Most High in Christ.
That's right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's later down the road. We'll get to that.
Right.
But yeah, this is also a spitting image of it. But
because it says because he committed no violence.
No violence. He was without fault.
That's right, yeah. Isn't that what Pilate said?
Mm-hmm.
I find no fault in him.
No fault in him.
Mm-hmm.
Without blemish.
That's good. That's
right.
really good.
Okay. So verse 27. Dost thou not know and understand that this thing cannot be from the Lord? For the Lord cannot do unto man such evil upon earth to say to him, Go slaughter thy child. And Abraham heard this and knew that this was the word of Satan, who endeavored to draw him aside from the way of the Lord. But Abraham would not hearken to the voice of Satan. And Abraham rebuked him so that he went away.
Yeah, what's the Bible say?
Flee. How's it go? You put me on the spot.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Rebuke the devil, and he will flee from you.
That's right. Yep. And that's what Abraham did.
Mm-hmm. He recognized that wasn't of the Most High, because the Most High already commanded him.
That's right. Yeah.
And so he knew that was Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only two. I wouldn't say Satan has just like full authority, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah.
There's only two things that it's like that little imagery in some TV shows where you have an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two.
One's trying to make you do good, and the other one's trying to make you do the opposite.
That's exactly what that kind of just picked, you know.
Yeah, and y'all notice how Satan came to Abraham. Mm-hmm. How did he come? What does it say?
He appeared to Abraham in the figure of a very aged man, humble and contrite spirit.
Yeah, so almost like Abraham.
Yeah.
He almost looked like him, like that same kind of figure.
An old man.
Yeah.
That could depict of wisdom, having wisdom and trying to deceive him.
Yep.
You know, like you said.
He's very crafty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see, verse 29. And Satan returned and came to Isaac, and he appeared unto Isaac in the figure of a young man, calmly and well favored. Mm-hmm. So now he's trying to deceive Isaac.
Yep.
And he approached Isaac and said unto him, Dost thou not know and understand that thy old silly father bringeth thee to the slaughter this day for naught? Now therefore, my son, do not listen nor attend to him, for he is a silly old man, and let not thy precious soul and beautiful figure be lost from the earth. So he's trying to get him to think carnally.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
And Isaac heard this and said unto Abraham, Hast thou heard my father, that which is man has spoken? Even thus has he spoken. And Abraham answered his son Isaac and said to him, Take heed of him, and do not listen to his words, nor attend to him, for he is Satan, endeavoring to draw us aside this day from the commands of God. And Abraham still rebuked Satan, and Satan went from them. Seeing that he could not prevail over them, he hid himself from them, and went and passed before them in the road. And he transformed himself into a large brook of water in the road. And Abraham and Isaac and his 2 young men reached that place, and they saw a brook large and powerful as the mighty waters.
And that's what got me whenever I first read this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he literally made himself into water.
Yeah.
And changed the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to make them think that they weren't going the right way. Anyway, you're going to get into that though.
Yeah.
It's going to explain it.
And they entered the brook and passed through it, and the waters at first reached their legs. And they went deeper in the brook, and the waters reached up to their necks. And they were all terrified, on account of the water. And whilst they were going over the brook, Abraham recognized that place, and he knew that there was no water there before. And Abraham said to his son Isaac, I know this place in which there was no brook nor water. Now therefore it is this Satan who does all this to us, to draw us aside this day from the commands of God. And Abraham rebuked him and said unto him, The Lord rebuke thee, O Satan, be gone from us, for we go by the commands of God. And listen to this. And Satan was terrified at the voice of Abraham, and he went away from them, and the place again became dry land as it was at first. And Abraham went with Isaac towards the place that God had told them. And on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place at a distance which God had told him of. And a pillar of fire appeared to him that reached from the earth to heaven, and a cloud of glory upon the mountain. And the glory of the Lord was seen in the cloud. And Abraham said to Isaac, My son, dost thou see in that mountain which we perceive at distance, that which I see upon it?
Yep.
So, at the beginning, we said Abraham was given a promise, which made him righteous.
That's right.
Because the Most High ain't dealing with nobody living in sin.
That's right.
So
he can't even look on it.
So if Abraham becomes the father of nations, the father of well, not the father of nations, but
Of Israel.
Yeah. Yes. He's chosen.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So he asks Isaac, do you see what I see?
Yeah.
And let's see what Isaac says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. In 43, and Abraham said to Isaac, My son, dost thou see in that mountain which we perceive at a distance, that which I see upon it? And Isaac answered and said unto his father, I see, and lo, a pillar of fire and a cloud, and the glory of the Lord is seen upon that cloud. Okay. And Abraham knew that his son Isaac was accepted before the Lord for a burnt offering. So he was without blemish.
Yep.
He was pure.
Mm-hmm.
And he was chosen.
That's right. Yep.
that has a lot to say about. Not saying we're self righteous or better than nobody,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe you said last week you've always wondered how so many people can read this book and get so many different
Interpretations of it. Yeah, because they try to put their own selves in the storyline whenever it's not about them.
Right. But above all things, we know the Most High doesn't change.
That's right.
He's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
That's right.
These commandments are holy.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same yesterday, today, and forever.
That's right.
How is it that some people are finding their way back to the Sabbath and are seeing these things in this Bible way differently
than how we were all taught?
Yes.
Yeah.
How is that?
Waking us up.
Waking us up.
Hosea 6:2.
Right. And
After
so
2 days he will wake us up, and on the third day he will revive us.
It just blows my mind.
That's right. Yeah, man.
That back when I was in the church, I didn't see it this way.
Man, no, dude, we wouldn't even be reading this.
Yeah, you got a point.
Who's Abraham? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I mean, you really got to think about that. Like, how is it that some people out, and it ain't a lot, it is not a lot of us that are in this truth, but you look at it, and I'm going to get to the second part of this, but how did they see it?
Right.
But somebody else that
was
if y'all heard us read, there's some other people with them.
There's 2 other people
with
with
let's
them.
Find out.
Yep.
All right, verse 46. And Abraham said unto Eliezer and unto Ishmael. And you said Ishmael
was Abraham's son.
His
first son.
First son.
Yeah, by Hagar.
By Hagar.
Egyptian.
Yes.
Handmaiden.
Yeah. Okay. So he said unto Eliezer and to Ishmael, his son.
And Eleazar was Abraham's servant of his household.
Yeah.
Right. Just want to get that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. That's good. He said unto them, do you also see that which we see upon the mountain, which is at a distance? And they answered and said, we see nothing more than like other mountains of the earth. And Abraham knew that they were not accepted before the Lord to go with them. And Abraham said to them, abide ye here with the ass, while I and Isaac my son will go to yonder mount and worship there before the Lord, then return to you.
So whenever we first found out about this, when scripture popped up in my head, and that's Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few were chosen.
Yeah.
There was 4 of them that went out there.
Yeah.
But only 2 sing the glory of the Lord. And just imagine being
just that remnant,
remnant
of 4, but only 2 were chosen.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Imagine just going up, seeing this mountain, and a pillar of fire reaching unto heaven from the top of the mountain. That'd be unimaginable. You can't imagine that, but it really happened.
Yeah.
And that's how Abraham and Isaac knew that they were chosen and that God was real for them.
Yeah.
So that was really good, though. That's something that needs to be got, because there's a lot of knowledge that was taken out of this book. Used to be in here, but they took it out. Rome took it out because they didn't want you to have it.
No. Roman Catholics definitely, which we're going to get into a little later on the show, but yeah, the Rome definitely had a part in a lot of the reasons why you don't see these other books.
Yep.
In your Bible.
And also in Jasher, and you read it in the Bible that Sarah died, and you read in Jasher the reason why she died, and that was because of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Satan came to her and was like, Abraham's taking Isaac and going to kill him and sacrifice him to God.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
she threw a fit
Yeah.
at it. And it finally came to pass that she found out that they were okay, and she passed away.
Yeah. Of joy,
Right. Mm-hmm.
happiness.
That's right. Yeah.
She was very heartbroken when when Satan tried to deceive her,
Mm-hmm.
and when she finally, which was a test,
Right. Yep.
when she finally realized that they weren't, she died because of how happy she was that they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after they went on the mount to sacrifice Isaac, the Most High realized that Abraham and at that point was righteous for sure. Like
That's right. Yeah.
He obeyed his commandments. He went where he told him to go, and he was about to kill his own son.
That's right, because God told him to.
Because God told him to, and he had that faith, that
unwavering faith,
right, that the Most High would take care of it, and He did.
That's right.
He came in there and was like, "Stop!
Yeah. Don't harm the child.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bust you."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
And do you remember when, in that same story, when the Most High was telling, or whenever Abraham was telling Isaac, and this is in Genesis, whenever Isaac was asking where the sacrifice was,
Mm-hmm.
and Abraham told him that God would supply his own sacrifice, and He did.
Yeah.
After He stopped him.
Yeah.
It was a ram caught in the bushes, and that's what they ultimately ended up sacrificing on top of that mount.
Yep. And so after that,
Isaac grows up.
Yeah, he goes through some things, but
Right.
he then becomes the father of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, the grandfather.
Right.
Him and what's her name? Rebecca bear two sons.
Yep.
And this is very important to know because one is the son of promise and one is the son of the flesh.
That's right. Mm-hmm. You want to read that?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Genesis 25:19. And it says, "These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, yeah, sister of Laban, the Syrian." Sorry, there's some words that are really
tongue
hard
twisters.
And Isaac treated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. I'm sorry. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, "If it be so, why I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. So Rebekah becomes pregnant, and now she's having twins.
Yep.
And she's obviously in a lot of pain.
Yeah. Because they're fighting.
They're fighting
in the womb.
Mm-hmm. And she wants to know why.
And they're still fighting today.
Yeah. You're jumping the gun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Why am I struggling? Why is these two babies in my womb feel like they're going into World War IV?
Yeah. Something bad.
So she inquires of the Lord, she asked him. And 23, the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. 2 nations, 2 manners of people.
Yep. So that means two different colored people, right?
Well, that's a good question because I thought I had this down. I'm sorry. I kind of do. Jasher, 10. Explain some things about Esau. Oh shit! Sorry, I should have
What is
read
it?
that first
What? Oh, you talking about 24?
because it's like says 2 nations and 2
Mhm.
manner of people. Let me keep going.
Okay.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Yep.
Okay, so Esau came out red. Now, red in the dictionary here, red means ready. So ready is like light skin,
Yeah.
red bone in
Right.
today's society.
Yeah. That terminology.
Yeah,
Terminology.
light
Right.
skin, mixed looking. So
Right. Not dark skin,
not dark skin, no.
but not white either.
No, mixed.
That's right.
Okay, and he had red hair.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like a redhead, but light skin.
Yeah. A red-headed light skin.
You don't see many of them around.
No.
So, and after that, verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took a hold Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm not gonna get into that just yet. I don't think.
I'm sorry.
We can, but basically, yeah, Esau was rebellious.
Yes.
And that's why I said one was born of promise and one was born of flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High specifically told Israel there were certain people that they were not to mix with or take certain women.
And who was that?
The Ikes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where is that? That's in Genesis.
Yeah, it should be. It should be on back. Canaanites, Jebusites,
Yeah.
Hittites, Amorites. Is Amorites in there?
Oh, dang.
I can't really remember. Let me look it up on Google.
Yeah, but it was the Ites. Yeah, the you said them.
I said a few of them.
Yeah. I thought it was in Genesis.
I thought it was too because I figured, or maybe it's not. It may not be.
Anyway, well,
Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites.
Yeah. Okay. So he was not supposed to mix with them,
Right.
but he did anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's consequences for that.
Yeah, because that would be sexual immorality. That'd be sexual sin, and that's one of the worst sins that you can do. That's
why did Most High not want him to mix with them?
Because they had different blood, Nephilim blood,
Nephilim blood of the fallen angels.
Yep.
So,
after the flood happened, that blood was still around, and that came from the wives of Noah's 3 sons.
Yeah, either one of them or all of them, two of them, either way. They had some type of Nephilim blood in them,
Right.
and so okay. So after all that, so they come out. The 12 tribes of Israel come from the line of Jacob. Now, how did Jacob? Because the blessing came obviously from Adam to Isaac and then through Jacob. The blessing being that Christ would come through that line.
That's right. Yeah.
Through Jacob would eventually become King David, and
King David was also ready.
Yeah.
So that's a really important thing, because that just show you that color really doesn't have anything to do with it.
No,
From it's from the line that you came from your father.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Over here, beginning back with the Romans.
Yeah.
They I don't want to say teach, or they go by the mother.
That's right. Yeah.
But
the nation of Israel today, the state, they go by the mother as well.
They do too. But in where's that?
What you looking for?
Where it says that what the line comes. Is it Leviticus?
Probably, because that's one of those major law book. But even just like reading through the Bible, just like in Genesis 5,
it always comes from the man.
It'll say
House numbers.
Seth was begot by Adam, and then so on and so on.
Yeah. It's right here. Numbers 1. Yep. Numbers 1, 18. And it says, they assembled all the generations together on the first day in the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah. So if you ever want to know whether you're mixed or anything, if you're black or white, or if you're a certain different origin, you should see what your father is.
Yeah,
not your
for
mother.
Sure. Right.
Not your mother.
So, that's right.
And that's according to the Bible.
Yeah, that's biblical, and that's truth.
If we all believe that the Bible has the final word, then that's what's supposed to happen.
That's right.
So Isaac and Jacob are born. Esau sells his birthright to Jacob. And that's how he gets the blessing. Because Esau did not think that his birthright was important.
Yeah, Jacob was a little bit of a deceiver.
Yeah, he did. He kind of tricked him. But at the end of the day, Esau really didn't care.
But that's the way. That's the way the Most High intended it for it to happen. It had to happen like that.
It did because, like we said, Esau was rebellious.
That's right.
Therefore, Christ. I mean, not saying his bloodline was just perfect, but it was pretty righteous. And
that's right.
He had to come from that bloodline.
That's exactly.
But also because Esau, like we said, mixed with them other people.
That's right.
He already broke the Most High's commandments.
That's right. Yeah, that's where you get those Edomites from.
And that's where I wanted to go into it with Jasher, because it explains Esau, how he when he went out and mixed.
Yeah.
I forget the word. He basically, like I said, he mixes with other nations, and it's a certain. I think it's called the Chittim.
Chittim, yeah. I remember that now.
They were taken over, if I'm not mistaken, by they were taken over. So some there in 90. Chapter 90. Okay, I'm sorry. Esau became Edom,
Right.
and
the nation.
and Chittim, which was from basically Europe today,
Right. North Country, I guess you could say.
took over Edom,
Mm-hmm.
and Edom and Chittim became one people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you have most European nations today.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So,
and most of us come from Europe. Didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's like I said, we could go into that, but to save some time, yeah, that's just a little backstory right there.
Yeah, and it's good to have that knowledge too.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so we know Israel goes into captivity, and
well, let's get into the where the tribes came from.
Okay, yeah, what you got?
Let's go to Genesis 35. Yeah. And Jacob had 3 wives? 4? No, 3.
3 was 3. Pretty sure it's 3, but don't get me wrong.
He had Leah and Rachel, and it was 4.
4.
The 2 handmaidens, Bilhah and Zilpah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we get 35. Genesis 35 is where we get the names of all of the children of Israel. And Jacob's name was changed to Israel because Jacob wrestled with an angel of the Lord on a mount all night long.
Yeah.
And they were both equal because the angel didn't prevail over him, nor did he prevail over the angel.
Right.
So, and he broke his thigh or his leg bone, popped his thigh out of socket or something of that nature, and injured him and changed his name to Israel. And Genesis 35, starting at verse 21, is where we get his children at. And verse 21 says, "And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the tower of Adar. And it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine." Wait, no, that's not right. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan, and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad, and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Padan Aram.
Okay. So you have the 12 that are born, and
which make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
And through that line, there was one name of Judah, and that is where Christ would come through.
Yep,
the line of
through
Judah.
that tribe. Yep, that's exactly right.
Okay. So let's fast forward. Israel goes into captivity. because they were taken by the
They sojourned
yeah.
into Egypt because
Yeah.
there was a huge famine in the land.
Yeah, you're right.
And they came down there, and Jacob's son Joseph was a prince in Egypt at that time.
Well, his brothers sold him.
Sold him, yeah, put him in a pit and deceived Jacob that he was dead.
Right.
And so Joseph ended up being really big in Egypt.
Yeah.
And God was with him the whole entire time. Whole time.
And because of the things that were going on back home, he went and got his family.
That's right. Yep.
And brought them to Egypt so that they could
live there,
thrive.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean both too.
And so, but something happened though.
Yep.
They started growing very fast. People.
Yep.
Became, just multiplied like like rabbits.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh did not like that one bit. He said that let's, basically paraphrasing, kill this bloodline off before they take us over.
That's right, yeah.
And so, didn't he try to, don't get me wrong, maybe I'm thinking too fast forward, but tried to kind of like kill the firstborns.
That's right, yeah. The firstborn males.
Yeah,
of the people of Israel.
Yeah, to try
to
cut the bloodline down.
Yeah,
and so
because you can kill something whenever it's small. Yeah, you can't kill it whenever it's big.
So he was trying to do that, and that didn't work.
And that's a precept to why whenever Christ was about to be born, there was a commandment that went out from the king to kill all males under the age of 2. Isn't that right? Yeah. So that's whenever Joseph and Mary and Jesus had to go away because of that reason.
Yeah.
Till he was older.
Yeah. Because he wanted Christ dead.
Yeah.
So
you can't stop the Most High.
No, you can't do that. And so obviously Joseph was in Egypt, didn't like what he was seeing. That was because when Pharaoh realized that he couldn't just kill him, he basically
enslaved him.
Now, not necessarily the way we know slavery to be, but very hard work.
Yes,
just building and stuff like that. And so so
because they really didn't have it that bad.
No, like I said, it wasn't like slavery,
right? But they didn't have the Most High.
No, they didn't. No. They were worshiping other gods gods of Egypt and whatnot. But the Most High made a promise to Abraham and through Isaac and through Jacob that Israel would be his people.
Yep.
And so,
and Joseph had a sort of prophecy for what was to come.
Yeah.
And I'll read that real quick, and then we can get into the next topic. Okay. This is Genesis chapter 50, and I'm just going to read 25. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. And God does visit them.
Yeah.
Through a man, and his name's Moses.
Right. So, our next topic, God gave the most, or not, God gave Israel the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, after leading them out.
So, Most High had enough of basically the way Israel was being treated. And so he sent Moses to go get them.
Yeah.
Moses was instructed by the Most High to go tell Pharaoh, "Look here, let my people go.
That's funny.
And if you don't,
This is what's going to happen.
this is what's coming."
Mm-hmm. So he didn't.
So he didn't. No, he was. He didn't take heed to
The warning.
No, to there you go.
Mm-hmm.
The warning. And so after
Could have saved him a lot of trouble.
right. So after going back and forth, was like 10 plagues?
Yeah.
10 plagues. Pharaoh finally was like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah.
you know?
For real.
And so that's the start of something.
Right.
Because, like we said, Israel was basically worshiping other gods at the time, which in spiritual sense, they were kind of not
Or fornicating.
Fornicating. Well, I mean, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
They didn't know.
Look at this like this way. Most High's like, Israel is, that's a beautiful girl over there.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, you ain't good enough for him, so let me have her.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yep.
I'm going to take her from you, show you how to treat her right. And so through that, Moses leads them out of Egypt. And so he leads them out of Egypt to trying to take them to the promised land, or into the wilderness, must I say. And Pharaoh had a change of heart.
Yep.
He was like, "Nah, hey, hold on, I gotta go after them." And we all know about the story of leading them through the Red Sea, and
that's a foreshadow of baptism today,
because
Moses said, "Come now and see the salvation of the Lord." Right before they went into it.
Right, because they were dirty.
That's right. They had to be washed.
They, like Matt said, were fornicating in a sense, with gods that can't hear, see, speak, nothing. That's mean,
you want to get that in 19?
Yeah,
that washing.
Exodus 19. Sure can.
Let's start at verse 10.
Okay. And so it's Exodus 19:10. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. So yeah, that's well, I guess they kind of got washed twice.
Right, yeah. They washed their bodies.
Yeah.
Their spiritual bodies going through the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Then they had to physically wash. Just like how we do, at the beginning of every Sabbath. We take a shower.
Yeah.
You don't preparation day, we wash our clothes and, do everything that we have to do leading up to the Sabbath.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. Because
you don't want to be in the presence of the Most High. Dirty. No.
In both ways.
Yeah. You want to be clean.
That's right.
Okay. So he gives them after that. Let's see. Let's go back up to 7 and 8, and the Most High gives basically an engagement to Israel. In verse 19:7, it says, Moses came and called for the elders of the people of Israel and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded them. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord hath spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And we didn't cover it, but if you go up a little bit, it explains what
kind of people they will be to the Most High. Go ahead and get it.
Yeah, verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant. So if you obey what the Most High says and keep his covenant, which at the time was the law of circumcision, but if you obey his voice, keep his word, his commandments, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people from the earth is mine. So Israel became a peculiar people,
Set apart.
a set apart people to the Most High above all people on the earth.
Yep.
That was Israel. I mean, as a people above this people, anywhere,
All the people of the
all
earth.
the people. If you weren't Israel, you were not his people.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
At that time, you were not his people. And so, and it's verse 6, and it says, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation.
Yep.
Set apart people, a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Yep.
One nation.
One nation. One people.
And so
under one God.
Under one God. One God. Not multiple gods.
That's right.
One God. And so that was the engagement pretty much. And,
That's right.
and you get into chapter 20 and you get the 10 Commandments, and that was basically
the vows.
After they were washed, which we first read. After they were washed and the Most High met them on Mount Sinai, he gave them Moses, which Moses represented Israel, the 10 Commandments. And
that's right. And they were written with his finger.
With his finger on stone, on 2 tables of stone.
Most High wrote them himself.
Which makes them holy.
And non-corruptible.
Right. They can't
change.
Can't change. You can't. As kids, we used to see people or construction people pour concrete. And you try to go write your name in it.
Yeah.
10 years down the road, can you go back there and change it if you misspelled your name?
Nope.
Okay.
Sure can't.
Sure can't.
That's a really good example.
Why do people think
you can just not keep the commandments?
These no more.
Yeah. If we the whole conclusion of it is if we weren't meant to keep them, then why do we have them? We got them for a reason. He gave them for a reason.
Yeah.
So you have to do what he says, and whenever you do what he says, he blesses you. But he blesses you in good things, not physical or carnal things, but with knowledge and with wisdom and understanding and coming to the fullness of the knowledge of the Most High.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's above any material thing in the whole entire world. Because that's your man. That leads you to eternal life, and that's awesome.
Exactly.
All right, preach there for a little bit.
Oh, you're good. That was good. And so after commandments, what do you do after you get married? Matt? Well,
you tell me. You're the one with 3 kids.
Hey,
all praise.
As it is on earth as is in heaven.
That's right. Yep.
Well, let's go to Exodus 24. Now, like I said, you gotta think spiritually.
That's right. Yeah.
But after Israel is washed, receives the commandments, it's time,
It's time, yeah.
Hit that bedroom.
Time to get intimate.
Intimate, yes.
Yep.
And spiritually speaking, 24, we can just read 1 through 8 real quick.
Okay.
And Exodus 24, and he said unto Moses, come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron and Nadab.
Yeah, Nadab.
And Abihu. And 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. So the Most High called Moses and these 70 elders and a couple other people to come and worship him.
Yes.
Okay, so they go up to the mount. Israel is at the bottom. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and Moses alone. I'm sorry, well, I didn't say that right. So Israel comes. Moses goes up alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the only one that can go near.
Okay. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and with all the judgments, and all the people answered in one voice, and said, all the words which the Lord hath said, we will do. I do.
I do.
Anything the Most High just told Moses to tell the children of Israel to do, they said, okay, I do.
Yep.
So now they're married.
That's right. Just like how any of us, whenever me and you got married, we said I do to our wives, didn't we? And our wives to us.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Same thing.
Same thing. As it is on earth, it is in heaven.
Yep.
And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in a basin. Now let's think of this spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord hath said, we will do, and be obedient.
Yep.
And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant, which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
Yep.
So on that day, they got intimate.
They sure did. Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, so we talked about getting washed.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into this truth, or being baptized, you're then putting off the old you and becoming a brand new person.
Yep. Reborn.
Now spiritually, that's making you a virgin.
That's exactly right.
Now,
virgin
in today's world, virgin means haven't had sex before.
Right.
But in biblical time, virgin meant, now you can look this up in this.
Mm-hmm. You can barely even look it up on Google. What does
probably
virgin mean in biblical terms?
Virgin means a young unmarried woman. That's what a virgin meant back then.
Yeah.
A young woman of marriageable age, whether married or not.
Mm.
That is the correct definition of a virgin.
A virgin. That's exactly right.
According to this Bible.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
Which was written to the Hebrews.
That's right.
So Israel, after coming through the Red Sea and washing before they went to have that day with the Most High, which actually I think it kind of said what day. No, I just said the third day. Okay, never mind. Well, they had to be washed, so they became clean. They became a virgin again.
Yep.
And that meant that's why they became the Most High's wife.
Mm-hmm. That's his wife, Israel.
Yeah. And so,
whenever you see that in 19 and in chapter 24 of Exodus, whenever it says, all that the Lord has said we will do, that's them accepting those wedding vows. That's them saying, I do.
Yeah.
Whenever he said, well, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
And so, yes, the spiritual marriage, they had spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I want to get some precepts as to in this Bible where it says the Most High is Israel's husband.
Yeah.
I want to go to Isaiah chapter 54
Okay.
and get verses 5-8. For thy maker is thine husband.
Yeah.
The Lord of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called.
All right.
For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of a youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer.
All right. So, yeah,
Most High created Israel, and they were his wife to him, and Most High was their husband.
Yeah.
That's why
they became one.
That's right.
And basically, if you read Deuteronomy 28, which also we didn't really get into, but that's fine. I encourage
think we can get into that
anytime,
topic.
But read that for yourself. Honestly,
Mhm.
I mean, that will tell you who the people are.
That's exactly right.
Because
may hurt you too.
Yeah.
But, hey, it is what it is.
Hurts. And I mean, you read the curses, especially after I know that the blessings are at the beginning, but verse 15, Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68 explains all the curses.
And that's a lot of curses. That's more curses than blessings.
Blessings, yeah. Because like I said, that's was written.
If you're keeping the commandments.
And like he said, hearken unto my voice. This is written on stone, right?
That's
this
right.
is his voice. If you look at the 10 Commandments, you are looking at God, listening to God's voice. His word doesn't come back void.
Sure don't.
He don't know how much he told Israel, obey my voice, obey my commandments, and you will be blessed. But if you don't, you're going to get these curses sent upon you.
That's right.
Now, you read these curses, and like I said, you can't read it with the European. I'm sorry, not European, but I mean, basically is. Yeah. But Eurocentric mindset, you read it with the open mindset.
Yeah.
Meaning, take out the race, take out different ethnicities of people, and just listen to what he's saying, and then plug in who fell under these curses.
Yeah.
And one specifically, and I'll just read this one.
Yeah, get it.
28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee unto Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Ask yourself, who in this world has been sold? Now, you can say, well, a lot of people has went into slavery.
Right, but who do we learn about?
Exactly. Who do you learn most about that went into slavery? And you watch some of the movies. I mean, they tell you right there.
Right.
I mean, these innocent people. I mean, not technically innocent because they disobey God, but like we said, when they were in Egypt, slavery or bondage was not hanging on a tree, beat to death, raped.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
That's right.
It was put under hard labor, work, and you know what I mean, just not as physically abusing and whatnot like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, who else has been sold and went back in ships? Went
Right.
in
And
ships.
you know, in
And nobody helped them out for a
Right.
long time.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
what's what he just said? No man shall buy you. No
Mhm.
man is going to redeem you.
That's right. Yeah. That's really good.
So,
And I think in that same chapter in Deuteronomy 28, it talks about a people that are as fast as the eagle flies
yeah,
comes and gets them.
Yeah. Verse 49, or let me go at 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. And that's another thing.
Mm.
A lot of the people that are now finding out who they are,
Mhm.
but even before, when you try to tell them, well, we're here, we were sent into slavery because of what our ancestors did to the Most High. We disobeyed His commandments. We
That's
went
right.
out and worshipped after other gods,
Mhm.
trying to be like other people.
Right.
When you were a set apart people,
A holy people.
and people of this world were supposed to come and follow you.
Mhm.
You weren't supposed to go and follow them.
That's right.
And so when you try to tell them that, and well, the Most High sent you into slavery.
That's right.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you did it yourself.
You did it yourself.
Because you weren't keeping them.
No, but
keeping those commandments.
I didn't live back then.
Right.
That's I say you got to come in a different mindset. You are your ancestors.
That's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
So what your ancestors did will have an effect on you.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I think they call it it was like generational curses or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's that same thing.
And what Most High said, He visits the sins of the fathers to the third and fourth generation.
Yeah. So
okay, there you go, right there.
Yeah. And so you will serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. Heck, people that went on them ships,
Oh, they was naked.
they was naked.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Look up a yoke of iron on Google and see what pops up.
See what pictures pop up.
And tell me, does that not say something to you?
Mm-hmm. It's got to speak to you.
It's got to. It should speak to the world.
Yeah, man.
Once you realize who the people are, not them people over there in Israel today. That ain't the real.
Them are Jewish people.
Jewish people. They're Jewish. That's why they're called
not
Jewish.
Jews.
Like Jews, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They hijacked Israel's identity.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe me, look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on the internet.
Go read Revelation 2.
Yeah.
Go do that.
Yeah.
That right there will explain it.
Yeah. I mean, which another, again, scriptures that most Christians ain't going to read. They're not going to read Revelations.
Or they read it but they don't see it in the way that it's supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So,
yeah. So I mean, you know, there's always these signs, but let me get to 49. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Yep.
Hey.
It was all of them, wasn't it?
All of them.
Yep.
Young, old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got, you know, you try to tell people that the America is the daughter of Babylon, and they don't believe it.
They think you're nuts.
Oh,
they don't see that.
But you you read these scriptures, these 4 scriptures, and I mean, how do you not see who the Most High is talking about?
Man, that's right. Just at the end of the day, just whoever's watching this, just ask him.
Yeah, that's
Ask him, and he will. I promise you, he will show you.
Yeah,
he will most definitely show you.
Yeah, I mean, so
if he showed us,
yeah, he can show you,
dude. He can show anybody if he showed us.
It's all you gotta do is ask.
Man, golly, we was so stuck in our ways. If you didn't watch our testimonial,
Yeah,
down bad, I guess you could say.
But you had finally got that urge to want to, like you said,
seek him,
and feel his presence, and
mm-hmm.
and it's God's word is the truth. His truth is the law.
That's right.
And when you ask him to show you the truth, you're gonna be revealed his law.
That's right.
The law is gonna be revealed.
That's right.
And it's up to you, like Israel, if you're gonna obey or not. Because all he wants is obedience.
That's all he wants.
He wants you to hearken, listen to him when he speaks, and keep his commandments.
That's exactly right.
And that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
And so, today, like I said, we just want to kind of open up the wound.
Yeah.
Explain who the people are, and reveal the covenant, his vows to Israel. Now, like I said, you got to read it in context. If you don't, you're never going to get it. And he wrote this book, this commandments to Israel, but also in due time, when Christ truly does what he has to do when he comes on the scene, that through him, the world, not just Israel, but then the whole world can come to him through keeping these 10 commandments,
mm-hmm.
and having faith in him. And, so.
Yep. He did say that people will come from far, from the east and the west, and will sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
And that's, Christ said that, and that gave me some goosebumps right then.
Yeah.
Because, that can, man, what a gift.
Yeah, what a gift.
That is.
I mean, for real. To when you finally realize the truth and what he did,
mm-hmm.
there's no better gift than that.
Man, come to him.
Because then if you're living right and doing what he says, there's no more worry.
That's right, man.
There's no more worry.
His yoke is easy and his burden is light,
exactly, right? Man.
Keep them 10. Keep these 10, and it's not even hard.
No. I mean,
it's not hard at all.
I always said when I was first coming into this.
No, it's a lifestyle change because you're not used to it.
It ain't hard, but an athlete or a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I wanted to go pro, you better believe I'm practicing every single day.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I may fall short, but I'm getting back up and I'm swinging that bat.
Yes, sir.
Because I play baseball, so I'm swinging that bat to or learning to throw or whatever, mm-hmm. to get better. Because tryouts is coming.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Big tryouts
is coming. Or
scout's gonna be there.
Or for you, got to get in that shooting range. And that day I'm in the blind and I see that big prize show buck or whatever
mm-hmm.
you call them. I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
So you got to practice.
That's exactly right.
And once you start, especially keeping the Sabbath, practice it. I mean,
yeah, man, just try it out.
Once you realize what you got to do on the Sabbath and all this and that, learn about when it starts, when it ends, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to keep it. And like we said last episode, Ezekiel 20:20. It's a sign between you and him.
That's exactly
and
right.
Through that sign, he will reveal himself.
Yes, sir.
And show you all things that you need to know.
John 14:21.
Yeah. And so, thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Yeah, this was a really good one.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes you don't think where the show's going to go, but the Holy Spirit definitely took control of this one, and I felt it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
She took control of
She
this.
sure did, man.
So we're gonna
All
end
praises.
it. Yes, all praises to the Most High. So we're gonna end it with John 10:27, and it says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." And so, if you're out there and you have ears to hear and eyes to see, I hope this this broadcast reaches you and
Blesses
whoever
you.
you may watch it with or share this with. Like I said, this is the truth.
That's exactly
And
right.
The truth will set you free, and that's what we need.
This is coming from His Word.
Yeah.
This is all that we're going to take out of it is from
Yeah.
His Word.
Right. And so,
If it's not from His Word, we ain't going to say nothing about it.
Right. Yeah, because don't listen to us.
That's right.
You know,
Mhm.
if we become a distraction, well, he said this. No,
Right. No.
we're reading straight from the book, and
That's right.
and like we said before, if we can't find it, we're gonna research it.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't know it, we can't find it, we're not gonna talk about it.
That's exactly right.
So you know, we're letting the Holy Spirit speak through us.
That's right.
And so, you know, we appreciate y'all tonight.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see you next Sabbath. And you know, just continue to stay strong and repent, and ask the Most High to you know reveal Himself.
Yeah.
That's
Show you
if
His
you
truth.
truly want to know.
That's right.
You know, if you don't want to know,
humbly.
if you don't want to know, then hey, we tried.
We'll pray for you.
We did our part.
Yeah. You were warned.
You were warned. Yes, and before the flood came, you were warned.
Yep, that's exactly right.
All right.
All right, guys. We thank y'all for watching, and we love all of you. And thank you for subscribing to our channel and watching our videos. And Most High willing, we're going to keep on doing it.
Amen. All right, guys. Shalom.
Shalom.